one of my favourite days under the great man Bridgie. Everybody connected with Liverpool Football Club, especially here at the Academy, is going to miss him. He's a great guy. I'm not trying to make him cry as we kick off, by the way, because I think he can hear me, but goes without saying, everybody connected with the club and the Academy wish Bridgie all the best. As I say, Mark Bridge Wilkinson, all I say is Jarell Kwanzaa, Conor Bradley, Premier League title winners who Bridgie had in his FA Youth Cup team. That to me says it all, it's what it's all about. Here's Anahoro Marcus to Williams. This is Joe Upton. He'll love this fixture, the Scouser. Good to have Carter Pinnington playing today. Of course, the 21 season might have finished playing-wise, but they're still training. But Carter wanted to play today. He said, I fancy this, it's a derby, I want to come in and help the lads.
It's good to hear. You know, sometimes, you know, he's it's all, that's what you train for, isn't it? To play games at the end of the week. So it's a credit to them wanting to play.
This is Onanuga with a touch. Sonny Lambie intercepted. Oli Awola in that midfield area. This is Harvey Foster, the captain. DJ Esdale, the Scouser, getting into a crunching challenge in this fixture. Here's Onanuga. Esdale again, who's had his injury problems this season. He's another one who's been missed. Here's Onanuga. Good run here by Ollie O'Connor. Liverpool get the early corner. Aka Rakiri sealing it. So a bright start by Liverpool here in the derby, the final league game of the season. Of course, Bridgie will still take the team in a number of pre-season friendlies. Not pre-season, but end-of-season friendlies, I should say, which will end the campaign, playing the likes of Norwich, Sunderland, and a team from America before the season is out. But this is the final league game of the Under-18s Premier League programme for both teams. Swung in by Williams. Pinnington, Anahoro Marcus, it fell nicely for him. Still up in the air. Anahoro Marcus again. But the whistle had gone, free kick.
Yeah, a little bit of pinball in there, Steve. A little bit of pinball in there and the free kick given in the end. But positive start from Liverpool. And all started by a wonderful tackle. You know, I think that's something that you don't see as much of now in academy football, but love to see that little bit of competitiveness early in the game against your local rivals.
Everton coming into the back of this after 2 draws. They had an unbelievable draw last weekend against Manchester United. 4-4 it finished, and they drew with Blackburn on Tuesday. Here's Anahoro Marcus. Cam Williams, who an under-16 player, will see him as a first-year scholar next year. He scored a wonderful goal last week in the 3-3 draw with Stoke. It's a great ball by Joe Upton up towards Bale. Good challenge by Josh Van Shaw.
So if it carries on like this, I'm going to enjoy this one, Steve. A little bit of blood and thunder or old-fashioned derby. Love a bit of that. Great tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wigan. Joshua Van Shaw, whose parents are from South Africa. There's Ben Truman, the Liverpool skipper. Referee just having a word there with Braden Graham, the Northern Ireland Youth International. The tackles are certainly flying in the early stages here at Kirkby.
Ref, that's lenient, that.
Of course, Everton beat Liverpool in the corresponding game at Finch Farm. Joe Bradshaw scored 2 great goals that day, but the Blues won it, scored 2 late goals to win it. Fixture last season, of course, on the back pitch. Liverpool won here. Trey Neone with a 96th minute injury time winner. Pinnington up towards Sonny Lambie, cleared by Davis. Good leap by Anahoro Marcus. Charlie Stewart. Back to George Finney, been at Everton since the age of 6, the right back. Good covering again by Williams. Truman. A cool and composed figure in midfield is Ben Truman. DJ Esdale on the run again, 17-year-old.
Yes, Ben.
Anahoro Marcus, now 18, born in England City in Nigeria. Came to Liverpool as an under-10 player. First touch for Rio Engamoa, who scored his first goals at Premier League 2 level. 2 great goals away at Aston Villa in the 2-2 draw. There's the 16-year-old Scouser O'Connor. Pinnington. Esdale Onanuga making a run here.
That's a frustrating foul there. That's one where you've got a defender under pressure and he's not really got any other option but to put it out for a corner or a goal kick, and that's where you really don't want to foul. But he'll learn that. Just a little bit of too much enthusiasm to try and get the ball there.
Highly rated Everton goalkeeper preparing to take the free kick. Douglas Lukjancic, the England _17 international, Latvian heritage.
You can come on to it then, yeah? You win the ball.
Truman, and away by Luca Davis. Martin Pinnington put under pressure by Morgan. Cornell Miscure in goal again for the 18s today. Played a lot for the under-21s this season too. Haley Hall has been the regular keeper for most of it with the 18 squad.
Stay behind it,
Cornell,
Fowler.
happy birthday to him. He was 18 a few days ago. On April the 27th, Cornell Miscure.
Stay in that pocket, Fowler.
Should he's had a decent season, playing at a higher level in Premier League too, and they could be pleased with his progress. Working hard under Mozza, Mark Morris and Taff, the under-18s goalkeeping coach legend.
Stay behind the midfield, Fowler.
It's a little bit of change of formation today from Liverpool. Normally, a lot of times we play with the three in midfield and with one sitting and two advanced. And today it really looks like two sitting and Ollie in front. So
Yeah.
little tactical tweak from Liverpool today.
Pennington, space for Esdale. Onanuga, Joe Upton. Here's Truman, been at the club since pre-academy. Van Truman, very young age. And Gamoa. Cut inside, trying to get away from Ollie Awola. Held back in the end by Malik Ollie Awola.
Yeah, he's fantastic when he's got the ball at his feet, being able to change direction, stop, start. But there's, just as he gets more experience, it's about understanding when to use and show everyone that ability, and when to keep it a little bit more simple and combined.
Here's Sonny Lambie, 17-year-old. Truman, Pinnington, Esdale. Remember a great fixture when Bridgie was in charge of the 18s a few years ago. Liverpool beat Everton 2-1 on the back pitch at the academy, and remember the pole, Mateusz Musolowski. He's got a great goal.
The little striker.
Stoppage time, and who was he celebrating in front of? Can you guess? He was
Jerzy
cheering.
Dudek.
No, he had his face as wide as the Mersey. Big smile on his face.
There you go.
Anfield royalty. Come on.
There
know
you
that.
Oh wow, I know. Istvan Kozma. Jimmy Carter.
A certain fella called Ken. You knew.
I thought a Polish connection. I thought.
He was celebrating with John Barnes down the goal. It was a nice moment. Cheering the boys
More
on.
Anfield royalty. What a player he was.
Oh,
He might have been. He was my hero.
brilliant money.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
For a few years there was no one. I think he was the best that there was. Definitely in Britain. Obviously you don't see everywhere all the games in world football, but
Exactly, that was the difference
Yeah.
back then. All the games, not every one of them was televised. So we all have our memories from going to Anfield and seeing John Barnes in his prime. That was no full.
and that is your world, right?
It was.
You know, when you
Yeah.
before
Now
before-
every
yeah,
tackle, every challenge,
Yeah.
every offside is scrutinised,
that's it, and it's,
even if it takes 5 minutes.
and that's why it's even more surprising what Messi and Ronaldo did for so many years, because
Yeah.
every single game that they played was
Yeah.
covered to the minute detail.
Absolutely. Still goalless here. Forward by Van Shaw. Miscure is there all the way. Here's Louis Enahoro Marcus again.
I'm going to miss your voice when this season finishes, Steve.
That's up there with one of your pelters, that. I'll miss you as well. We'll be back next season. Here's Charlie Stewart on the run for Everton. Stewart again. Well done, Joe Upton. Williams. Sonny Lambie. Just hit it at him. Couldn't quite control it.
Take the ball, share.
This is Gardner, the Wales Youth International. Been at the club since a very young age, the age of 6. Ben Truman, O'Connor, Upton, good quick passing. Sonny Lambie, Rio Angamoa. Still Angamoa. Good bit of play, corner.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's when he can show what he's got. You know, getting in the box. Defenders are scared to make a challenge because if they do, it's a penalty kick, and he's earned the corner on that occasion. It's what you want to see your creative players do. You know, when they get in the box, can you go 1v1? Can you show us how good you are? And he's certainly not scared to do that, Rio.
So it'll be Ben Truman again, a local lad. It's a swing in this corner for Liverpool. Swung in, headed away by Davis. Up in the air, and Ahoro Marcus got a touch. Will it fall for Upton? O'Connor on Anuga. He was going away from goal, that shot in the end. It was good defending by Lewis Gardner. O'Connor. Truman. Angamoa. Up against Akarakiri. In the end, Everton double up well. And Akarakiri breaks away for the Blues here. Braden Graham. Good run this by Graham. And away by Pinnington. Davis. Stewart. Well played, Cam Williams.
Yeah, he defended well, held him up well, and then a mistake from Charlie Stewart. He just looks like it came off a standard foot when he went to cross it. Must have been watching my videos, Steve. It's one of my moves, that, Steve.
So the whole Dalglish clan were there at Anfield last week. Your mum in a red dress.
Yeah,
answering Virgil's call.
Just Lindsay was missing. She was on holiday in Dubai with the kids, but she had a great time. Found a Liverpool supporters club and celebrated it over there.
Wow. It's incredible, isn't it?
We're everywhere, aren't we? Yeah. I found the same in Miami for the game.
Unbelievable.
When I was over there, found a little Liverpool supporters club and get the game. That's the thing now, isn't it? Such a global game now.
Yeah.
That no matter where you are in the world, you can find the Premier League games.
And Kelly on the telly was there.
Kelly on the telly, yeah. She was made up. She wasn't working, so got to enjoy the game as a fan.
Love it.
I've had some great experiences with my big sister. We went to Istanbul together as well. So just some brilliant memories with my sister. But that was the first trophy I've ever seen Liverpool win with my dad.
Wow, what a first one to win.
Yeah, amazing,
wow.
yeah. You know, when you think about it, he's always either been working or I've been away and working myself. So really is the first time I've ever been.
Special.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Very special.
Something you'll never forget.
Yeah, too right.
He might, but he's a bit older.
I'll let you say that. Gardner. Now Foster. Back to the goalkeeper, look, Jančić. They just had a half chance, didn't they, from that corner before? They just couldn't quite force it over the line. It was a decent set piece. Good work from Ahoro Marcus there to deny Morgan. Joe Upton. Esdale. Talking to Lucas Pitt before, and he's a good lad, isn't he? You'll agree with me. The team have missed him at the back. Bit of leadership there.
Yeah,
he's back with the 21s next season. Now he's going to move up.
Yeah, regardless of where he's played, whether it's been at right back or centre back, he's been captain a lot of times, and he's a real calming figure. Uses the ball really well, defends really well. So, yeah, any time that he's not in the team, it's a miss.
He said he's got a great attitude. He's coming back from injury. He's hoping to get some minutes in one of the friendlies that the 18s have got left. But I was talking to him before, and he was saying, look, I just want to give it everything in the 21s, and then see what happens. Give it everything.
Yeah.
You know what was amazing? I was talking to a few staff here this morning, and there's a real buzz around the place, as you can imagine. There is everywhere connected with the club. that moment where Allison and Andy Robertson, the cop, brought the kids on, that was the under 14, under 15 Liverpool age group, the ball boys.
Yeah.
That's a moment they'll never forget that.
You know, it shows that, you know, I think that's amazing. You know, and can you imagine, you know, as good as it looks for us, can you imagine how good it makes those 14-year-olds feel? You know, when the first team show an interest and bring you on the pitch, and that's really how you create a club atmosphere, and no one's more important than anyone else. And it's actions that deliver that, not just saying it. And that was one of the actions where it proves what we are as a club.
Good work here by DJ Esdale again at right back. Nice play. Sonny Lambie. Looking threatening, Josh Sonny Lambie. It's done really well. Onanuga. Upton. Good play. Fowler, Onanuga again. Upton. He's got it back again, Joe. Lovely play. Onanuga. Liverpool make something happen here. They need some movement in the box. Here's Ben Truman. Joe Upton. Great composure. Brilliant. Joe Upton. Lovely. Engamoa. Oh, that could easily have been 1-0. It maybe should have been. But Joe Upton take a bow, because that was brilliant from the Scouser.
Absolutely fantastic feet and composure in the box, and then, you know, had the vision and the awareness to be able to see Rio, and that's where, you know, that's where you look at Rio and you go, okay, you know, if you're this talisman of this team, if you're the one, you know, these are ones you need to get on target. You know, when you come in and you're, you know, such a high profile England international, you're held to slightly higher standards than everyone else, and he'll be disappointed with the finish on that occasion.
Best chance of the game so far here in Kirby. Graham. Look at Upton again, getting back this time. It's just a bit too much tenacity, says the ref.
Nearly had the new one there. I'll run it past you at half time, okay. Steve. I need to run it past you.
Definitely. There's Cam Williams trying to block out George Finney on that far side. Stewart again. Dangerous ball whipped in. There's big Carter Piddington. Good by O'Connor. Sonny Lambie. Engamoa. He does have pace to burn. Loves to dribble. But unlucky. Rio, only 16. He would have learned a lot, wouldn't he, from his big debut season at Anfield. You know, he's played for every Liverpool senior age group, from coming up from the 18s, first team, and 21s, and indeed the 19s in Europe too.
Yeah, fantastic. And listen, you've got to put things into perspective as well. He's a young man that's moved, you know, from away from home up here for the first time. It's a huge transition. So it's gonna, you know, even if the experience of moving is as seamless as possible, it's still going to affect your performance on the pitch at times. You know, it's a whole new environment that he's learning. So I expect now next season he's settled. Even when he first came in, he couldn't play, and you know, this will be a huge season for him to bed in. And then next season really is his season to take the bull by the horns.
Graham, what a fantastic ball by the Irish boy that is. One side of the pitch to the other. This is Stewart. Good run here. A few blue shirts in the box, and it's a tap-in. And it's the man who started it, Braden Graham. You have to say, that's fine margins in derby games. 2 minutes earlier, Rio Engamoa could have put Liverpool 1-0 up. Everton, their first real excellent attack of the game. That was a fantastic goal. Braden Graham scored it. Malik Oliawola with the assist.
Yeah, brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. I mean, Braden Graham starts on this left-hand side, hits at a brilliant diagonal. But then doesn't admire his pass. He goes, whoa, how can I get on the end of this? I'm not just going to admire this. I'm going to go and try and affect the game in the next phase. You know, Bo goes outside, some great 1v1 play, and then the composure and the vision just to find it. It was a pass. It wasn't a cross. It was a pass to the back post, and there he was to put it away. And, you know, fantastic goal.
That was a tremendous goal. Your old mate Keith Southern will be happy with that one.
He will, yeah. He couldn't have hit that pass at the beginning of it, though. me and him both had the Adidas stand finders. That's what we...
But you know, Liverpool have started well here. They shouldn't let their heads go down. They're playing well. They're creating chances.
Yeah.
Just got to be more clinical.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, it's early doors.
Yeah.
It's early doors in the game. We've got you know, it's been an even game so far. Couldn't say that. You know, I think there's been a few chances from set pieces. That was the first real. Well, Rio's chance. You know, as you said, fine margins. They never have a big chance, and they took theirs. We didn't take ours.
Hey, we got the sunshine for the last game. Much better than the Man City weather.
See?
When you just come back to Miami.
Every time Sonny Lambie touches the ball, the sun comes out.
Hopefully a goal as well. He's on the run here, putting pressure on the Everton back line. Luca Davis defended it well. O'Connor, good pressing in there. Here's Anahoro Marcus with a punching challenge really on Malik Olayat Wola.
There's been a few of those today.
Yeah, typical derby. It's good. Good to see in it. It's what it's about. Competitive.
Certainly my preference, Steve. But I'm not in charge of the safeguarding and the FA standards. But it's definitely something that I miss from kind of modern day football, is that desire and competitiveness.
Well, Hughie Macaulay tells this brilliant story, and I do remember it, when Steven Gerrard was in the U18s. Liverpool were getting beat. Hughie said they'd missed a lot of chances. Franny Jeffers was up front for Everton, and right by the dugout, Stevie had been booked, and he took Franny out. Two-footed challenge on the touchline. He got a red card. He said he didn't look. He knew.
Yeah, but that was, you know, but that was, it was like even with you know, if a player's going to have competitiveness and personality that's going to stand them in good stead 95% of the times, there's going to be 5% of the time where you're going to have to take the consequences. And you know, passionate players play with passion, and sometimes that's in a good way, sometimes it can spill over in a negative way. But everyone likes to see passion in a game of football. I mean, if you look at that last game of the last game, you know, at Tottenham, I mean, the passion from the supporters, you know, and then you see McAllister, the players feeding off it. It's what we love in football, especially from this part of the world.
Pinnington goes longer this time, up towards Josh Sonny Lambie. Back with the goalkeeper, Luke Jančiks. Luca Davis. O'Connor puts him under pressure. Has been in really good goal scoring form, Oliver O'Connor, last few games. I think she had a really good start to the season. Remember, he's got a brilliant goal here against Sunderland, it was, free kick. And then he's only 16, like a lot of them, they had a little dip. Well, that's going to happen at this age. But he's responding well and ending the season strongly. And Gamoa, some silky skills. Sonny Lambie trying to pick his spot.
But that was good from Rio. You know, he's got the opportunity to go 1v1. He mixes it up. He plays the ball into feet and follows again. He didn't get it back on that occasion, but it was a good decision to mix things up. Not always play 1v1. Sometimes combine, and that's all part of the learning experience from.
Van Schuur driving again, the fullback. Oliowola, Stewart. Everton a dangerous, good block by Ben Truman. Foster. Work by the Everton skipper. Lovely ball, real chance. Oh, a great effort against the post by Malik Oliowola again. Dangerous player.
Oh, and another big tackle. I think the goal's given Everton confidence for sure. You know, they're starting to get in the ball, starting to look a little bit looser.
Well, he's only 16, this lad, Oliowola. He's an England under-16 international. Look at that.
That's a brilliant. Strike. And do you know what? It was him that was involved in the goal as well. So, been a really positive opening 23, 24 minutes from him so far.
So a let off for Liverpool then. They could easily have gone 2 down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great attempt. You know, so that's one of them where you can't say he's done almost everything right. He's inches away from making it 2-0. But they certainly grown in confidence in this game, Evan. That goal's given them confidence. They're knocking it about, you know, finding the wingers, and then, you know, Malik's making runs from deep to get in behind, and it's causing Liverpool's problems. Is it a defender or is it a midfield player that tracks him when he makes those runs?
So here in Mark Bridge Wilkinson's last league game in charge of Liverpool under-18s. Rio Engamoa could have given Liverpool the lead after some brilliant play by Joe Upton, but he fired over the top from a good position, and Everton with a brilliant counter-attack goal. Really was a good goal, to be fair to them. Finney. Here goes Stewart again. Trying to cut inside on his left foot. Foster. Well stopped by Upton. Nice play. Here's O'Connor. Engamoa. Still Rio Engamoa gliding past tackles. Trying to produce some skill. Foster was there though. Akarakiri to Finney. Oh, towards Morgan. Pennington's there. Nicely controlled by Oliver O'Connor. And he's trying to get Sonny Lambie over the top.
Don't need the extra midfield play, we've got plenty.
Just trying to get Ollie O'Connor in the game, aren't they, the number 10, in that space, in that number 10 role.
Yeah, and it should be easier to find them as just with 110 with the 2 6s that are in there. So it should be easier to find them because he can pick the ball up on either side. So he's got a little bit more freedom to go and find the game. So we found him a few times, but we can certainly find him a little bit more because he's open at times. And when we get him on the ball and he can get turned and start facing Everton's back four, he can be really creative.
Now Truman. Pennington.
Make your third man.
Truman again. Sonny Lambie.
Go on, work him, Dan.
Nice play. Here's Onanuga. Born in Lagos, Nigeria. Fola Onanuga, now 18. He's already made his debut in the Under-19 UEFA Youth League this season, and because of how well the first team have done this season, we'll have more of that next season. Dangerous ball. Charlie Stewart for Everton. Real chance. It's caught a bit there, the Reds.
Yeah, caught a little bit in transition. You know, Cam was in an attacking position, and then obviously they do well with the pass to find Charlie Stewart, and you've seen it all the time. He's come inside and he's been creative on his left foot. That time he chose to go outside, and you saw why he likes to come inside with his left foot and a stronger left foot. It was a weak shot in the end, but another sign for Everton. A little bit another threat for Everton. Another thing we need to be wary of.
We're talking about past games on this pitch. There was one when Stephen Gerrard was the Under-18s manager. That was a good team. That we had Nico Williams at right back, who's now had a great season with Nottingham Forest. Scotty was there, Scotty Mason with Tom Culshaw on the bench. I remember one of them. We scored. Curtis Jones, now a Premier League title winner with Liverpool, scored an unbelievable goal that day. He was captain. Corner came in. Leighton Clarkson, I think, took it. Played it to the edge of the box, and he's volleyed it into the net, and he races across to Hug Stevie and stuff. It was a wonderful academy moment, that, I thought, and it's lovely to see the pathway. Having first commentated on Curtis when he was 15, to see that journey.
Can you imagine what that must have been like, though, for such an icon to be taking the U18s? Because he was only just retired.
I know.
You know, he'd only, this is someone that people had on the bedroom wall.
Yeah.
What an inspiration that must have been. I mean, you must have, for Curtis, for anyone else, you must have just wanted to show off and show how good you were to one of your heroes.
I mean, some of those players probably did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
On the wall easily. There was some big Liverpool fans in that team. Some good players. Little Leighton Clarkson in midfield, who Bridgie first coached when he first came to the club with the under-14s. He scored a worldie of a free kick for Aberdeen the other week. Lucas Stevenson has had a great season on loan at Dundee United as well. He's ended it picking up a knock, but he's been absolutely brilliant there. He's played over 40 games in Scotland. Great, that. That's what it's all about. That's what these boys hope to emulate and achieve one day in their Liverpool Academy journey. Here's O'Connor, picks up a pocket of space. Needs help. It's good play this from Ollie O'Connor. Bit unlucky. You know, he's only 16. He's got something about him, Ollie, hasn't he?
He's got a lovely balance. I mean, as you said, he had he had a great start to the season. There were some of the games early in the season where he really performed at a high level. Had a little bit of a dip, didn't he? But he seems to be coming good again now, and that's what happens. You have good spells, bad spells. You know, when you're developing, it's all about, by the time you become a first team player, can you get a more consistent level of performance?
Here he is again, O'Connor. Upton. Truman, well won back. Pinnington. Still trying to ride challenges. Everton have applied pressure well. Oliowola to Finney. They get back well, don't they, Everton, when we've tried to press?
They're organised.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell that they're organised. They're not going to give you, well, I hope they do, but it doesn't look like they're going to give you too many chances. You're going to have to create your chances.
I was looking at your old mate, Keith Southern, the Everton boss. And he played over 300 games for Blackpool. Decent going, that.
He certainly did.
Yeah. Here's Onanuga. Oh, they could have gone left there. There was an overload there, but he just didn't look up. Here's Onanuga again. It's bunched on this right-hand side. Now Liverpool try something different again. Anahoro Marcus. Upton. Great ball for Esdale. Whips it in. Here's Cam Williams. He's done really well. Sonny Lambie, can he finish? Oh, great defending. Brilliant by George Finney. That stopped a certain equaliser.
Yeah, great defender. But that ball from Upton was one of my favourite balls in football. That ball on the floor, inside a fullback, between a centre-back and a fullback. Real penetrating pass. Such a dangerous ball. You know, what a pass that is. And that is what makes the move. That's the penetrating pass. That's what makes the move. And then it's a good ball across. And Everton defend well in the end and clear the danger. But that pass, top draw.
That's like a Jared Branthwaite challenge, that, from the Everton man, isn't it? It's brilliant defending that.
What a play he is, by the way.
Yeah, it's decent. Driving run again by Malik Oliowola. Everton get that free kick. Maybe just a frustrating challenge on him. But it remains Liverpool 0, Everton 1. After Rio Ngamoa missed a golden chance to give Liverpool the lead. Braden Graham started a move and finished it off. A brilliant Everton counter-attack one. We have to hold our hands up, and it was a fantastic goal on any level.
Brilliant goal, fantastic goal. You know, I don't want to say, but do you remember? It's not the same, but do you remember the goal that Terry Mack scored, where it was like a big diagonal?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, he started really deep in his own half, and
Stevie Iway's David Johnson with a raking ball.
Yeah.
Stevie Iway's cross.
But it was, you know, it was a long pass, and then carried your run, got in the box, and got in a position where you can score.
And then it could have been 2-0 when Oliowola got in, right side of the penalty area, and fizzed a shot off the post and away. Liverpool have had half chances at the other end as well. Josh Sonny Lambie was really unlucky there after some great play between the two Scousers, Joe Upton and DJ Esdale.
Here's the goal.
Here's the goal again. Look at Graham on the far side. You just see number 7 on Onanuga.
Yeah.
You could probably argue there. I think Bridge will probably say to Fowler, isn't quite switched on there. Yeah,
but you know, when you get into there's an area around the goal, the scoring zone, where most goals are scored from. You can't mark. You know, you've got space can't score in the scoring zone. It's men that's going to score. So you've got to make sure that you have your body at an angle where you can see runners and you can mark players that are in dangerous areas. And you know, from a defensive point of view, Liverpool are a bit disappointed that they didn't track the runner. But from an Everton point of view, it's a fantastic goal.
Well, Everton will be hoping Malik Oliowola can continue, because he's been a real thorn in our side in this half.
Yeah. Hopefully he's okay, because it's always good to watch good players, and he certainly had, as you said, he's had a great start to the game so far.
The play will restart with an Everton free kick, and it's a dangerous situation, isn't it, with the set piece. Liverpool going to have to be switched on here.
To be fair, we've got some bigger bodies in the team with the two centre-backs for this game, because it has been a downfall in games. You know, defending set pieces, we seem to have conceded quite a few goals, or at least in dangerous opportunities from set plays. So hoping hoping we can switch on and defend this one properly.
So it will be Harvey Foster who has gone across to take this set piece for the Blues. Some big lads up there again, the two centre backs, Gardner and Davis, have all come forward for this. Foster to deliver, it's a driven ball and away by Joe Upton. Cam Williams. Foster again. That was good from Sonny Lambie. And again, Josh Sonny Lambie, he won't be denied. Upton, nice. Sonny Lambie on the acceleration, needs help. Pinnington, Onanuga. It breaks down sometimes, doesn't it, when they try and counter in this half.
Yeah, there wasn't too many options ahead of the ball for
No.
Josh, though. I don't think that there was a pass to be played in behind, so he made the right choice about turning out, you know, playing a pass to a fullback, and then if it's not on to counter-attack, then it's got to be a more patient attack, a positional attack, and we kind of tried to force the counter-attack there, and obviously it broke down in the end.
Here's Angamoa, deep in his own half at the moment. Quickly closed down by Oliowola. Enahoro Marcus. Truman. Pinnington.
Rio in between now, 10, 6 and 7. Rio, Cam, not on the same line, please.
We've seen a few of the under-16 boys getting chances towards the second part of the season at the back. Harvey Owens done well, Isaac Moran. They'll be first-year scholars next season. Lucky Upton, he's made some really good runs, Joe Upton, from that midfield area. Some good ones coming through from the 16 group for next season as well. We've seen a bit of Lamore Forrester, an exciting, explosive winger. Likes to play on the right. There's Everton with a build-up again. Great ball in, and it's 2. And it's the number 9, George Morgan. It's just simple execution. Ball to the right wing, low cross, and George Morgan taps it in. Set up by Charlie Stewart, and Everton now double the advantage.
And it's in that left-back area again. You know, Liverpool seem to face a few problems. It's just a driving ball from midfield, and then the ball goes and it gets on his right foot. He's been coming inside on his left foot to create most of the game, Charlie Stewart, and when he got the chance on his right foot to shoot, it was a poor effort in the end, but he showed his quality that he can go outside and use his right foot. It's a great ball in, and it's a real centre forwards goal, isn't it? Put yourself in the middle of the goals and get yourself in a position where you can score. You know, again though, we've got to look at the marking in the box and think the big number 9 shouldn't be getting that much time and space in the middle of the 6-yard box.
No, totally agree. But it's, as Bridgie admits, he said we've caused our own downfall in a lot of these games with some indifferent defending, and it happens. But at the moment, Liverpool 2 down. Great skill from Ollie O'Connor. Really good play. Sonny Lambie. No support really. That's a foul surely. Well, that's controversial because Morgan is away. He's clean through.
Well done,
Brilliant
Carter.
Carter Pinnington. That looked a foul, that, to be honest.
It did look a foul, but then you've got to stay switched on, and Carter does fantastic there. I thought, the big centre forward for Everton, I thought he was going to find a way to get ahead. I mean, he wanted to take it on his right foot. If you look again, when the defender's tracking you and the defender's on your shoulder, you might take your touch back across him here, so you take the defender out the game. But he chooses to go on his stronger right foot, and it's an unbelievable recovery from Carter. That's where I'd like to see the centre forward go across the defender. Never give the defender a chance to get back and affect the game. But as I said, he chose to go on a stronger right foot.
That could have been 3, couldn't it? That would have been controversial, I think, at that going in. But Everton have this corner kick here. What a dangerous situation. Enahoro Marcus, the tallest player on the Liverpool team, did well. Good play by Ngamoa. Now, can he use his pace? Look at the amount of blue shirts that are backing him. It's going to have to be a worldie or something here from Ngamoa. That's a foul. Right on the edge of the box. That was brilliant from Rio Ngamoa.
It was fantastic, and that's what he's got. You know, he's got that ability to stop and change direction. You know, as good as almost anyone I've seen at this age.
Tremendous run.
Yeah, and
because he had no red shirts with him.
No, and so he had to. That's where you've got to show your individual quality and try and get a free kick or create something special, and he did that.
Well, at the same end earlier this season, we saw Ollie O'Connor score a brilliant free kick. He's capable. So Rio Ngamoa over it as well. So O'Connor's moved away from it. That's confidence for you, by the way. A young boy, Rio Ngamoa, from the free kick. The wall does its job. I was wondering if Ollie might take it. Remember that free kick he scored? He played it low like Stevie G used to.
Yeah, I did. And you know, if Ollie, you know, I don't know. Obviously, the free kick takers were probably chosen before the game. Who was going to be on them? But if Ollie fancies it, that's when, you know, unless the coaching staff have told you that who's taking the free kick.
Lovely play by Upton with the ball through for Esdale. Everton double up. Joe Upton again. Ngamoa. Lovely balance. Maybe too much, I think. As I say, he's only 16. These moments here when he will learn, won't he, eventually, when to pass, when to go.
Yeah, listen.
It's a good ball that by Ngamoa to Onanuga, but he couldn't take it in his stride.
Well, if you're an attacking player, it's about goals and assists. It really is that simple. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Ben Truman caught in possession. Everton wanted a foul there on Enahoro Marcus on Morgan. Great run by Pennington from the back. And Liverpool get back into it before half time here. DJ Esdale, Sonny Lambie. Esdale again. Bridgie always says to the boys, can you find a way into that box? There's O'Connor.
Keep playing. Find a way in. Keep playing.
Ngamoa, that was good. Still Rio Ngamoa. Brilliant cross. Sonny Lambie. Close.
Yeah, fantastic. Good play. A little bit I don't know if you remember an old player who used to play for Everton called Peter Beagrie. Yeah, and he used to do the Peter Beagrie chop. Well, that was good from Rio. He went as if he was going to go on his right foot.
He used to beat a man and beat them again.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
and again.
and then the linesman. 3 people in the crowd, and then put it in the box. No, but it was fantastic from Rio there. Went to goals if it was across his right foot, back on his left, and delivered a great ball. And a little bit of improvisation from Josh as well, and he was unlucky not to find the target.
So Liverpool 2-0 down, both coming from right wing crosses, converted in the middle by their 2 strikers, Braden Graham and George Morgan. Malik Oliewola hitting the post as well. And then a brilliant challenge from Carter Pennington, denied Morgan when he was running through on goal. Akarakiri. It's a good lift over the top to Van Shaw. That's a foul, is it? No, it's offside anyway, I should say. Flag went up. 2 minutes to the break. What have you made of it, Paul Dalglish?
Yeah, I think it was very even until Everton scored, and then when Everton scored, it gave them a little bit of confidence. And you know, Liverpool have had chances, but I think that, you know, the big chances of the game have come to Everton. It's been 2 chances inside the 6-yard box from good build-up play, but Liverpool will be disappointed that somewhat, you know, from those chances that Everton's attackers had so much time and space in the box to be able to finish it with a one-touch finish.
Joe Upton again looking for DJ Esdale making that run. Back now with the goalkeeper, Douglas Lukjančiks. Foster. Davis. There's Cam Williams. Took that well. Truman. O'Connor. Brilliant run this. Ollie O'Connor. Here's Onanuga. Oh, that was so unlucky.
It was lovely. It's still
beautiful ball by Williams. And Gamoa! Side netting. Deflected as well. Great play that.
It was fantastic initial play from Ollie. A little bit Modric-like, wasn't it? The way he just glided past, effortless glide past challenges. Yeah. But then when Rio gets the ball here, if you look, Ollie's wide open at the back post. Now it might be a defender, might be tough to get it through, but that's where you get your head up, and can you, like Everton did, can you find the attacker?
What a pity Ben Truman couldn't get on the end of it. Don't know whether Ben Truman expected Ngamoa to do that, but it was a brilliant bit of play.
Fantastic, yeah.
Just give the ball to Ngamoa is the policy at the moment. Not everything he does is consistent, but as we said, Paul, he's a young lad and he's going to be trying things. Not everything will pay off.
No, and this is where you try things. This is where you try things, and this is where you learn your trade. And there's going to be, if someone's perfect now, then they should be in the first team.
It's good to watch, though. You can see how much there is to work with, can't you? Then.
He's certainly got a lot of tools.
Special.
And the exciting thing is he's got a lot he can improve on as well, which is the exciting bit. If you're in an academy and you're one of the coaches, you can look at him and you go, okay, you're fantastic at these things, and we've got so much we can improve you on in other areas, and that's what you want. You want players that can improve.
Here he is again, on the ball. Couldn't quite pick out Onanuga, who made a good run. Bridgie has got strong replacements on the bench, though. That's a bit of a lapse by Anahoro Marcus, and then he fouls George Morgan.
Behind the ball, quickly!
Of course, Liverpool still have the likes of Joe Bradshaw, the top scorer on the bench, who could come on at some point in the second half. He did score 2 good goals against Everton earlier on in the campaign. Van Shaw, he's taken that really well at left back. Braden Graham. Well done, Fola Onanuga, who got back at him. Well, that indeed is the last action of the half. Pretty lively half. Rio Ngamoa has certainly had some nice moments for Liverpool, but Everton, both goals coming from good moves and right wing crosses. Maybe the defending in the centre could have been a little bit better. That's what's cost them. Ngamoa could easily have scored and put Liverpool 1-0 up when he blazed over after brilliant play by Joe Upton. Then a brilliant breakaway. Braden Graham in his own half with a wonderful ball out wide. Malik Oliawola down the right. Great ball, fizz low across the back post. And an unmarked Graham had timed his run to tap in. Then Oliawola hit the post before Everton doubled the advantage. George Morgan tapping in after good work by Charlie Stewart. So half time here at the Kirby Academy. It is Liverpool 0, Everton 2. And Josh Sonny Lambie will have the first touch of the second half for Mark Ridge Wilkinson's side here. Away we go. And here's Joe Upton. Looking for DJ Esdale making that run, but Van Shaw defending well.
Organise. Ben, roll, Ben. Come higher. Ben, roll.
Louis Anahoro Marcus. Truman. Joe Upton again. Pinnington. Going to be great once again for Liverpool's youngsters next season to be playing in the UEFA Youth League. They're unlucky this year, losing out on penalties after some good performances under Barry Lutis. There's Upton.
Get there quick. Get there quick.
Truman. Interesting, wasn't it? We were looking at it at half time, weren't we, Paul? We talked about that FA Youth Cup game which is one of my favourite moments under Bridgie with the 18s. That Jayden Dans, Kumas, Kieran Morris and Trent Kone Doherty. Ben Truman, who's playing in this one, were absolutely brilliant that day in that team. And Arsenal had a young boy who's made a big name for himself this season at club level and England, didn't they? Playing in that one.
For sure. I mean,
Lewis Skelly, wasn't it?
Fantastic. Got a little reminder of that, didn't we, from our friend? If we don't mention Mick Laffey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did scout one of the players who's playing here in DJ's.
He'll get annoyed if we don't mention him. Yeah, but it's amazing, isn't it? That because you could, to be fair though, from those Arsenal players, you could, even though Liverpool won the game, you could see the quality of those players.
Yeah. Here's Ngamoa. Nice strength. Certainly backs his own ability. Great ball, lovely flick. Sonny Lambie, can he finish it off? Oh, that's unlucky. Really good approach play.
Yeah, fantastic. Good from Rio as well. He did his stuff and then realised that it wasn't on to keep going. Connected a pass and then found Josh. It's great feet from Josh. Really, really comfortable. And then just, it's open there. You know, he's seen that big bit of the goal. He's just opened to his body, tried to bend it around the defender, but just a little bit off target on this occasion.
Ngamoa again, on the run. Brilliant, brilliant, Rio Ngamoa. Denied. Here's a chance for Ollie O'Connor. Good defending by Everton in the end. Thought Ngamoa was just going to pick the target there and give us something what would have been pretty special.
Yeah, but it was a great run from Cam, you know, to overlap that created the space for him to go inside.
Danger now with Morgan for Everton. Ollie Owola. Driving run by Ollie Owola. Brilliant play. Graham. End-to-end stuff at the start of the second half, and Everton get a corner. Yep.
Fantastic start from Liverpool. Obviously a little bit unlucky on that occasion with Rio and with Josh as well, but a great start, good positive start from Liverpool. But then Everton, you know, come straight back into it and are forced a corner.
It will be Harvey Foster to take, but it's a good start to the second half by Mark Bridge Wilkinson's team. Ngamoa at the heart of it, and Liverpool unfortunate not to get a goal back here. So Foster with the corner kick for the Blues. Back post is Gardner. Finney. Spectacular clearance by Cam Williams. And now Upton. It's a good ball. Sonny Lambie. Oh, he just couldn't take it in his stride. A good recovery from the right back, George Finney.
Get together, don't run without thinking.
Famous football name, that, Finney, isn't it?
Certainly is. Tom Finney.
Yeah, perhaps one of the most famous in English football. I remember him when your dad was Liverpool manager in '87, '88. He was the one who said that wonderful performance was like Brazil, and we beat Forest 5-0.
So funny you say that. I've just seen that clip recently.
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and he said it. He actually said that he thought this was the best team ever.
Yeah.
And the best performance he'd seen in his time in football.
Your boy John Barnes was on fire that night. Unplayable.
On the left-hand side, it was that goal, wasn't it, when he drift past two at the cop end, cut back for Beardsley, and Beardsley hit it with the outside of his right foot. Yeah. What an unbelievable goal.
By the by, I'll tell you something, Steve Sutton was in the Forest goal. He was unbelievable that night. He might have conceded 5, but a few years later we got 9 against Palace. We might have got 9 or 10 that night. That's how good the attacking was. And we had to settle for 5. We hit the bar about 5 times.
It was brilliant when you watch those games back, and maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves, was Ray Houghton.
What a signing.
He was a brilliant player.
Fabulous. It's a good ball by Williams to Sonny Lambie. He's done well there, off balance as well. Ngamoa tried to do a little Cruyff turn there, but unfortunate.
I think it was Geordie, not Johan, though.
Nat Cruyff, he did that at the San Siro. Nat Phillips.
Yeah.
See his goal for Derby last weekend.
Geordie was a good player as well.
He was. See his goal, Big Nat P, for Derby last week.
Yeah.
And he was celebrating with the Derby fans. It was brilliant. It was a vital goal for them.
Step in, Luke. Might need you on the
Bridges'
swing.
old club, of course. Here's Esdale. Carter Pinnington.
Oh, good
Nice
take.
turn. Joe Upton having a good game. Williams. Forward from left fullback. Truman. Onanuga. That's nice. Esdale.
Good ball.
Chance here. Surely Joe Upton. Scrambled off the line. It won't go in. Ben Truman. No power. Engamoa hits it. Good save by Lukjančiks. Everton just weren't to be denied.
Yeah, fantastic defender from Everton, but it's really good play from Liverpool. I like the combination on the right-hand side. Great overlap and run from DJ. And then we speak about it with Rio in the first half. When you get into that position, get your head up, pick a pass, and he did. And obviously, Josh tried the little flick, but it was a fantastic opportunity for Liverpool.
Just wouldn't fall nicely, would it, for Sonny Lambie to get a shot away.
Yeah.
Great move.
Here's your solution. Don't drop too deep, Cam.
Liverpool go again. Williams
What's next?
to Engamoa. Yes, Rio, brilliant. Free
Fantastic, yeah.
kick.
Liverpool have come out with a little bit more energy this second half. They've come out, they've come out with a little bit, the bit between the teeth, and it's been a great start so far. But in this game, as we keep talking about goals and assists, it doesn't matter how many good opportunities you have.
It just wouldn't go in there, would it?
Yeah, they've got.
Would not go in.
Lock, Josh.
It's good reactions by the
Yeah.
keeper there to deny Engamoa. So a set piece. Can Bridges' boys get back into the derby here with Ben Truman, the skipper, to deliver. Pinnington's up there with Anahoro Marcus. There's Upton again. Brilliant play by Joe Upton. Engamoa. Lovely. Sonny Lambie. Corner. No, goal kick. Double ricochet. With a trying.
Yeah,
Keep at it.
Yeah, but as I said, that you've got to turn pressure into goals, and it's been some great opportunities. We really need to, with these amount of chances, you don't get these chances come at a premium. So you've got to try and force one of these into the back of the net and get back into this game.
Paul, can I just say something to you again?
Yes,
Champions.
again. How many times?
20 times. We'll say it 20 times. That'd be appropriate.
So I hope we don't win any more, because I've run out of fingers and toes, Steve.
Only down the pitch. Okay, run, brave me to play. Take the ball.
You never get tired of saying that.
How many European Cups?
6.
Oh, still got a few fingers left for that one.
And it could have been 9, if you think about it.
Go on, jump, go on. Jump,
Williams.
Go on. Move.
Truman. Williams.
In, Josh.
It's a great run this by O'Connor. Now I think he'll get there first. He's done brilliantly, Ollie O'Connor. Now can he finish? Oh, and Everton again. Really good defending. Keith Southern will be impressed, your old mate, the way the Everton players fight for each other and get back. I mean, I don't know whether I felt Ollie should have gone for goal himself there. What do you think?
Well, I was thinking the same. He takes a great touch. I actually think he's unselfish. He was looking for someone who might be in a better position than him.
Yeah.
I don't know if the angle was too tight or the recovering defence.
Oh, what a great ball by Engamoa. Sonny Lambie. Tight angle. He's done well. He's unlucky. Good defending again by Everton. Anahoro Marcus. And now on the run, Ollie Owola for Everton.
Good boy, love it,
Good
boy.
player, this boy.
Yeah, he's been good today for sure. Been a great start to the second half though.
Okay. Get some control back. Organise and go after it. Organise at
But
the
that
right
has
time,
been,
go after
unfortunately,
it. Got them.
probably a story of the season for the 18s. And, conceding some not great goals and then not being clinical at the other end.
Yeah,
And it costs you.
well, that's it.
The approach play's good.
Yeah, general play's been good, and it's been good again today. Everton have just been a little bit more clinical when they get into that final third.
Now Onanuga's making a good run over the top. Can he get away from Van Short? He's done well, Fowler here.
Bounce up, Fowler. Come on.
And that's just unfortunate. Just lost his foot in there, but he showed great desire to make that running behind and then hold off the defender. But not much you can do there.
You know what's great? What I'll share with our viewers here, probably some of you won't know, but there are some good Reds in this Liverpool team, and the under-18s captain, Lucas Pitt, was at Anfield last week celebrating. Said it, what a magical day. Nice that. Good by Cam Williams. Had to be vital because Stewart would have been free had Cam not won that. Ngamoa again.
Stick at it, stick at it, stick at it, move your feet, move it on. Help, can you help?
Look at the way he glides past players and turn of pace and then wins the free kick.
Yeah, that's his thing, isn't it? I mean, that's the one thing that he certainly can't improve on, is his ability to change direction and dribble and glide past players. But as you know, as he starts becoming a first team player, as we keep talking about, it really is adding those goals and assists to his game to add to the good play that he's already got.
So Liverpool with making a really good start to the second half. I think Bridgie will be happy with the performance here, and they should have probably scored at least one goal, but still a long way to go. Here's Anahoro Marcus to Pennington, Upton, Truman, and Ngamoa. Brilliant run by Cam Williams here, fizzes it in. Brilliant by Upton. Just couldn't get a shot away. It was good play by Graham to block him out. Here's Joe Upton again. Ngamoa. Nice. Williams. Ngamoa. Look at the amount of blue shirts around him. What a touch. Sonny Lambie. Upton. Esdale. Pennington. Upton again. Now big Louis Anahoro Marcus to Ben Truman. Williams. Ngamoa. Williams. Good tracking back by Stewart for Everton. Here's Ngamoa picking up the pieces. Good touch under a real tight area, under real close scrutiny. Wonderful balance by Ngamoa. That was delightful play. O'Connor. Ngamoa again. Ollie O'Connor.
Josh, we're going to score a goal, Josh.
See, the interesting one with that before, when O'Connor got away, the keeper came miles off his line. Everton haven't actually got a keeper on the bench. So if he'd have took out O'Connor, he probably would have been off there.
What?
It's full margins, isn't it? In all levels.
I never brought my gloves, Steve. I can't help out.
Can we?
Here's Foster for Keith Southern's side. Good tracking back by Onanuga. He's picked up a bit of a knock there, perhaps an overstretch from Afalami Onanuga. So let's have a look back at that chance again with Ollie O'Connor, when Liverpool could easily have scored here. I mean, this is a good play by Cam Williams. This is a tremendous ball.
It's a great run, you know, that deep run, and causes problems. So here, this would be the time to shoot if he could, but now, you know, just Everton recover back. I think he had a small window to be able to shoot, but then he's got to get it up and over the defender on the line. And I think he chose the unselfish thing to try and find Josh, but obviously good recovery.
I've got to stop comparing finishes, haven't I, to your dad? Because your dad there, whip.
Not now, he's 74. I don't think he'd have been able to make that run into the corner, Steve, unless he was on a bike. And I'm talking a Harley Davidson, not a pedal bike.
Ian Ayres Harley.
Oh.
But Liverpool, they played well in this second half.
Really well.
Onanuga, I don't think, can continue here, so I wonder whether this means Bridgie will throw on his top scorer, Joe Bradshaw, who did score twice against Everton at Finch Farm. Probably been a bit frustrated he's not been in the starting 11 in recent weeks, but it's an opportunity maybe for him to come on and try and get the Reds back into it. But Fowler on Onuga is going to go off, or even is your mate Kareem the Dream coming on, Paul?
Kareem the Dream.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't go a whole summer without saying Kareem the Dream.
He's got 7 goals this season now. The 18-year-old Kareem. He's been at the club since very young age, from Birmingham with Egyptian heritage. And Kareem Ahmed will come on.
Look, all joking aside, I know we joke about him, but Kareem the Dream, but he's got real quality, and real creativity when he gets into the final third, and he'll make something happen in this second half for sure.
It's a big summer for him now. He's 18, and he'll move up to the 21s next season too, to try and get some opportunities in Premier League too. That'll be a step up, won't it, for him?
Oh, for sure.
But here's Upton, as they're making a good run. But Ahmed, if you get him on the ball, he's certainly someone who can pass it. He can maybe get Ngamoa away into the pockets, down the flanks.
Yeah, and he's gone into that number 10 position that Ollie was playing. Ollie's moved over to the right-hand side. So a little bit of a positional change for Ollie, who's been decent in the first hour of this game.
Pinch right, Josh. Movement well. Keep moving. Slide into box.
Here's Finney for the Blues. Pinnington.
Still be higher, Cam. I trust them. Trust them, I do. Good, Timmy. Good boy. Don't sink them. Quick, Louis.
Williams. Here's Ngamoa. Beautiful play.
Keep running, Rio.
Williams.
Through the box.
Little 1-2, brilliant. Williams, the great cross. Asdale's in there. Can Truman win it? Good tackle by Oliowola for Everton.
Trouble.
And this is dangerous. Oliowola, he's got Graham with him. Here's Braden Graham. They've got an overlap. Oliowola, great play, great save, Cornell Miscure.
Yeah, unbelievable save from Big Cornell there. It was a fantastic save. But we knew it was trouble. The quality that Malik's got when he gets into that position. He's got real quality, and then they just combine. Little composure, touch inside, and it's a great save coming out really quickly to narrow the angle. It's a great save, but every time he gets the ball, he makes something happen. He's been fantastic for Everton so far.
Could be a big save that from Big Cornell. As I say, celebrated his 18th birthday a few days ago. Born in Scarborough to Polish parents.
Go on, compete.
Finney's header. Williams on the retreat, under pressure from Foster.
You ever been to Scarborough?
No, we're at the song Scarborough Fair. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to Scarborough, Steve.
Too easy. George.
Truman.
Keep the ball moving. Keep it moving.
Now this is Upton for Liverpool. Asdale's made a good run. First touch for Ahmed since coming on.
Direction now. Add direction at the right time. Don't need you
With
deep
Ollie
to
moving
reach.
over to that right-hand side and being more of a midfield player, tucked in. Seems
Great
like
run,
Lock down,
Pennington.
William, Ben.
Here's O'Connor now for Liverpool.
Brayden, come on.
Sonny Lambie waits. Oh, he just couldn't reach it again. Another chance.
Yeah, it was a good play and a decent ball in. Just saying earlier, it looks like with DJ's pushing on a lot more in this since the change. Ollie's gone inside, and then they're just saying, Carter, Pennington, you're going to have to deal with the defensive side. We're 2-0 down. We're going to take some more risks, and it's causing some problems for Everton on that right-hand side.
So it'll be Truman swing this ball in for Liverpool here.
Kareem.
Ngamoa.
Go for him.
Oh, trying to slip it inside to Kareem Ahmed, who'd made a run, tried something clever, brilliantly won back by O'Connor. Ngamoa again.
Yes, DJ.
Graham.
Good boy.
Ahmed getting stuck in.
Again, Ollie. And play. And
Here's
play.
Cam Williams, good work. Ahmed. Will it fall for Sonny Lambie here? Can he get there? He stretched and he caught Van Short.
Unlucky. Go
Yeah, it's a
again.
foul. It's a foul. Just, you know, but that's one that's worth the risk of taking. If he can win that tackle, then he's on the edge of the box and an opportunity to score. So can't blame him for going for that one.
Everton going to make a change. Young right back's going to come on here. Rocco Lambert. He's been at the club since under 14 level. He'll
That's
come
my
on for the
son's
Blues.
name.
Rocco, is it?
Not Lambert.
Dalglish.
Rocco.
Half and half. Half and half, Ben.
He's going to take the place of Charlie Stewart,
Any
who
chance,
got a
Ben?
nice assist in the first half for George Morgan's goal. And that's a good run by Morgan. Up against Enahoro Marcus. He's beaten him. Graham, what a stave again. Stunning by Cornell Miscule. Foster deflected it in. It's 3. And despite the heroics of Cornell Miscule, Everton go 3-0 up. Cornell's frustrated, I don't blame him either. Big Louis was caught out a bit there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and
Everton score through the captain, Foster, to make it 3.
And that's we spoke about at half time. You want to try and attack, but you want to try and keep the back door closed. Liverpool have to take some more risks, and it's down that right hand side, you know, where DJ's been bombing on. It comes in. You know, I think we've got to defend better there. You know, we're trying to shield the ball out of play. Obviously, aren't successful in that, and then, you know, a few different moments, and then it's a great finish. But he's played really well, Harvey Foster. I think he's almost controlled the game in midfield. He's been really good for
There's
Everton so far.
a funny bit of banter going on, because you know who's got the final touch there? Foster's shot. And I think if Ollie Awola doesn't get a touch there, that doesn't go in. I think that's Ollie Awola's goal. Yeah, the Everton analysts agree with me. So Ollie Awola will give him the goal, because it was the shot by Foster, and you can see in the replay, sticks his boot out and deflects it in. So Ollie Awola, the number 10, with the goal for Everton to make it 3-0. Been unfortunate on Liverpool. I think they've played well second half, but they just haven't been able to find that finishing touch to finish off some nice moves.
Yeah, just the end product.
Yeah.
You know, we've had all the you know, momentum in this second half territory. Everton have looked different. Obviously, Cornell stood in his head a couple of times with a couple of saves, but you know, Liverpool they just haven't showed the same quality as Everton when they've got their opportunities.
And that's what can happen, isn't it? 2 goals in the first half, one in the second. And Malik Oliowola claiming the 3rd for Everton here. Here's Upton, Pinnington. Kareem Ahmed's made a good run. Everton step in again. And it's out wide to Morgan.
Secure behind, Luca. Go side, Cam. Go side, Cam.
Morgan up against Esdale here. Graham. Here's O'Connor. Forward by Esdale. Upton.
Run Rio.
Sonny Lambie.
Rio, we're trying to play forwards, Rio. Settle.
So about 20 minutes to go here of the Under-18s league season. Disappointing scoreline, but there's some positives to take from the overall display, I think.
Yeah, there's been some good play. There's been some good play. It's actually been quite an enjoyable game. If you take away the score, there's been some real quality from both teams.
Everton in behind again. Lambert. And Ahoro Marcus got across. Will be a corner kick.
Harvey, well done. You've seen the run, you trapped it.
For Everton here. Dangerous break by the substitute Rocco Lambert on that right flank. Liverpool have certainly had some opportunities to score today, but they just haven't taken them at vital moments. Certainly at the start of the second half when they got on top. If they'd scored there, who knows? But Everton always dangerous on the counter-attack with Malik Oliowola. Having a fine game. Williams to Engamoa.
Over Josh. Over. Good.
Brilliant, lads. Well done.
Harvey.
Maybe just some frustrations creeping in there with Big Carter Pinnington, local lad from Bebington in Wirral, been at the club since 7 years of age.
I've been to the Wirral.
Yeah, through the tunnel.
Support underneath.
Lambert.
Man on.
Foster.
Move together. Move together.
Gardner. Van Shaw. Graham. There's Pinnington with a good interception. Joe Upton's had a good game, hasn't he, in midfield, number 6?
He's done really well.
Yeah.
He's done really well. He's like manipulated the ball really well to solve pressure and been really clean and with his passing as well.
It's just a passionate performance in a derby from him, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is what you expect, really,
Yeah.
doesn't it? That should be the least you expect.
Yeah, exactly. Finney. Driven cross. Oh! Morgan wasn't far away.
Remember my old coach in the reserve, Sammy Lee, said, "I'm never going to tell you well done for working hard. That's the least we expect." And it's true.
Very good point. Clever run this by Akarakiri. But Kareem Ahmed is there, trying to lead a breakaway. Kareem, he's done well. Pinnington. Now, give it to Engamoa. Opportunity here for Liverpool. Can he get a consolation? Oh, that's a penalty. Brilliant play by Rio Engamoa, and Liverpool get a spot kick.
Yeah. And great, from Carter, drives forward with the ball, finds Rio, a little bit of magic, and it's a stonewall penalty in the end.
So Josh Shunilambi wants the ball. He wants to take it. He's got 12 goals so far this season. Good for Mengamara. He's had some good moments. Got a card as well, didn't he, Paul?
No.
In the end.
Did he get a card for that?
I think so. For the challenge, but it will be Josh Shunilambi. Step up for Liverpool here. From the spot.
Goalkeeper's left, right, or centre. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What do you predict?
As long as it goes in.
I'm going to go goalkeeper's left, Steve.
Goalkeeper's left, okay. We'll see. Josh Shunilambi to give Bridges' team a lifeline here in the mini derby. Oh, and it's saved. The goalkeeper guessed the right way. It's been Everton's day. Look, Jancic's, the England Youth International, with a brilliant save.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, the old saying, it's a great height for a goalkeeper. It's right in the corner. He struck it well to the goalkeeper's left, but he does really well to get across so quickly and get a really strong hand to it.
So, unfortunate that one, really. Josh Shunilambi.
Here's Joe Bradshaw coming on now.
Yeah, Joe's going to come on now, the top scorer for Liverpool this season with 14 goals. The 16-year-old, he's only 16 still, signed from Accrington Stanley as an under-12 player. He comes on for Ollie O'Connor.
It's hard to say Accrington Stanley without thinking of the milk advert, isn't it?
Rushy in the bottle of milk.
I just can't keep it in,
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. So he's had a good season there. He's had a couple of injuries, but it's nice to see our former under-18s captain, Liam Coyle, there. And it was a lovely moment when he come on at Anfield as well at half-time. I know that meant a lot to him to play against Liverpool when Rio Engamoa made his Liverpool debut that day. Danzy scored in front of the Kop as well.
Oh.
Be good to see him come back in pre-season, whether he goes on loan again and gets a chance to impress. Unfortunate the back problem he had, which stopped his loan at Sunderland. They're in the playoff position, but they've struggled to score goals recently, and you think if Danzy had a been fit, he might have scored a few there.
For sure. You know, I know him, not well. I know his dad a little bit, but just with his personality and his quality, I think he's someone who's got a real chance. I really do. I believe in Danzi. He can go. He's got the tools to become a top player.
Still only 18, young man. Oliowola for Everton.
Keep preparedness. Get together, then go after it at the right time.
That's the thing, he's still eligible to play in this team, Danzi.
Yeah.
Here's Oliowola for Everton. Getting away, Engamoa held him back.
He's the closest I've seen to, you know, it's not a very normal player profile now, but he's about the closest I've seen to a Firmino. You know, one of those centre forwards who can do a little bit of everything, covers loads of ground, can drop into midfield, can run in behind, good in the air. Just got a little bit of everything, Danzi. He's someone I'm really big on, Danzi.
Just to confirm that Rio Engamoa gets a yellow card for the pullback.
There's a few that we've got out on loan. You know, they'll be coming back into pre-season. Arnie will see, you know, in the pre-season, because normally when the players, you know, have been out on loan, the manager normally likes to see them in pre-season so we can have a look, and it's going to be a huge opportunity for some of these players that have been out on loan when they come back in, and Arnie gets to work with them for the first time.
I think Everton might make another change here, double change. 16 is Melvin Matos, the former Brentford player, and number 18 Ray. And number 16 Melvin Matos is on, and number 18, that's Ray Robert, a forward who made history for Everton when he scored the first goal at a test event for Everton against Wigan Athletic at the new Bramley Moor Dock Stadium. So he's forever in the history.
Somebody else scored in that game as well, didn't they?
Did he? Go on.
Do you not remember there was a Liverpool fan that scored?
That's right, yeah, for Wigan,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He might have held up 6 fingers after he scored.
You're right, yes. Remember that? Yeah.
No, but that's the humour in the city, you know. Everton get us with the blue flares. You know, every chance you get, you know, that's what being part of the city's all about.
Absolutely. Here's Truman. So it just sums up Liverpool's day in front of goal, that one. It's unfortunate. Josh Sonny Lambie, penalty, but it was well saved by Douglas Lukjancic. You knew which way he was going, didn't you? Yeah.
Well,
Had an inkling.
Good
save.
Just seen his run up before, and it's much easier to put it to that side when you take as much of an angle. 12
goals for Josh. There's a lot, you know, at times he's been a bit isolated, not quite had the service, but there's some progress to work with there, isn't there?
Definitely. I mean,
great by Upton again. Sonny Lambie. Engamoa. He's got away. It's tight angle. Can he whip it back? Rio Engamoa now playing on the right. Ahmed, great chance. Good save. It just won't go in for Liverpool today. They've had opportunities, but they just can't find the net. Now they'll get a free kick for the challenge on Sonny Lambie.
Yeah, both goalkeepers have played well today. It's it's great play here. Rio does really well. Little ball round the corner. Kareem the Dream, and it's great goalkeeping. You know, just like Cornell came out in the first, a little bit earlier on, came out really quickly, blocked the shot. You know, same again there from Everton, and it's it's 3-0, but the goalkeepers have played really well. There could have been a lot more goals in this game.
So the top scorer for the under-18s this season off the bench, Joe Bradshaw, is 2-footed and looks like he's lining this one up with his right foot. Can he hit the target, as the great Ronnie Moran used to regularly tell the lads at Melwood?
I was 2-footed as well, Steve. I just couldn't use one of them very well, or both of them.
Bradshaw, Wall did its job. Pinnington, it's a good strike by Carter. The deflection, corner.
Yeah, just straight into the wall there from Joe. Good confidence from him, though. He obviously coming on, wanting to prove a point.
Struck it well, Big Carter. We'll see Mickey Thomas coming back there on the touchline as well. Michael Thomas, of course, who was overseeing work with the under-16 group, who were playing Everton on the back pitch.
Do you know when he scored that goal in '89 to win the league at Anfield?
Yeah.
Do you know who the mascot for Liverpool was that day?
Go on.
Me.
You?
Yeah.
Was it? Wow.
And never
Wow.
ever will I ever be invited back to be a mascot. I was the mascot. I found a picture the other day. I was going to my mum's house. I was looking through old pictures.
Wow, that's
and I found a picture with Ronnie Whelan.
Wow, he was the captain, yeah.
Yeah.
Jockey Hansen had been out injured all season,
Yeah.
so your dad felt it was unfair to take the captaincy off Ronnie Whelan, so he had it when we won the cup.
The only time in my life I've ever been a mascot.
Yeah. Truman, here's Bradshaw. Couldn't quite work his way into the penalty area there. Interesting to see how the 16s got on. Of course, officially we're not allowed to announce the score lines of under 16 matches, but interesting to see if Liverpool have won that game on the back pitch. Got some good lads in that team. We'll look forward to seeing a few of them with you next season. We'll move up to the under 18s group as first year scholars, including Alex Inglethorpe's son, Finn, who's a good striker. He's in that group. Ahmed. Karima again. Liverpool are still keeping playing. That's what you have to do in all games, but especially in a derby. You never give up. You keep going. You try to score. And Bradshaw might score here. Oh, he's off target. Good move again.
Yeah, it was a great run. He's drifted in off that left-hand side into a centre-forward position, and you can see why he scored so many goals this season. You know, he's got a desire to run in behind and get into positions where he can score. And just unfortunately on that occasion it's wide, but real positive from Joe since he came on. He showed real confidence and a desire to try and get his name on the score sheet.
After Louis, back line. Under pressure, you know where the ball's going to go. It's going to come into here. Will we read it quickly? Left side, midfield. In the right side, show your shoulder. Come on. Right side.
So, Everton, of course, going to make some late changes. Kian Wren, who's a really good left winger, actually, is going to come on. And Lewis Poland, who's a Scouser left back.
You go left back.
Everton just making some late changes here. Keith Southern, your old mate from Blackpool, will be pleased, won't he, the Everton boss?
He'll be
I
delighted.
think they've played really well.
And they've looked organised as well, you know, which he'll be happy with. They've obviously followed a game plan. They've not given Liverpool too many opportunities. They've had to create their opportunities in this game, and as I said, they're a well-coached team, so we'll be pleased with the performance today.
So in the first half, Angamoa had a great chance to give Liverpool the lead at 0-0 after superb approach play from Joe Upton, but glazed over. Good chance. And then Everton went 1-0 up. Braden Graham, a move. He started inside his own half with a brilliant ball out to the right. Ollie Awola's cross, back post. No one with him. And Graham was there. No red shirts to tap into the back of the net. It was a good goal. Defensively, not great from Liverpool, but you give Everton full credit. It was an excellent goal. Meanwhile, Bradshaw looking to get another one here for Liverpool. Just off target.
He's been in the thick of it, hasn't he, since he's come on, Joe? I mean, he gets himself into position there where he just drifts off the line. You know, he's in a centre-forward position there. He just opens up his body. You can see what he's trying to do. Open up his body and try and find that far side of the goal, but just couldn't get his feet adjusted to get the right execution in the end.
So George Morgan then tapped home Everton second, set up by Charlie Stewart. Malik Oliowola, who hit the post in the first half, then made it 3 when he stuck out a leg to deflect Harvey Foster's effort into the back of the net to give Everton a 3-0 lead. Cornell Miskull's made a couple of good saves in this second half. Douglas Lukchanchik has made some good saves too at the other end, including a penalty save. It's a dangerous cross. Esdale got behind it. Here's Lewis Poland. Will take the throw for Everton. Little turn in the box there it was by Ray Robert. Kareem Ahmed battling away. Poland again. Trying to get away from Upton. Rio Angamoa trying to win that ball back for Liverpool. Not long left of the league season. There will be a few more friendlies though for Liverpool and Bridgie to complete the campaign with his Liverpool players. They Make a long trek to Norwich City for a friendly next week, and they take on Sunderland.
Another one of my former stomping grounds, that, Steve.
And then they'll finish with a game against an American side here at the Kirby Academy. Ahmed looking for Sonny Lambie with that piercing through ball. Dangerous ball over the top for Kian Wren. Good goalkeeping by Miscure. Got out, read it well.
Stay, Mal, stay.
Joe Upton.
Come on, Ray. Come on, Rio. Chip in. Higher, Rio.
Asdale.
Kareem, higher.
Here's Engamoa picking it up in central midfield here for Liverpool. Look at the skill again. Remember the old Sky programme? He'd be on the showboating, wouldn't he, for some of these trickeries?
Soccer AM.
Yeah, Bradshaw, good block. Liverpool corner, keep it going right to the end.
Yeah. Be nice to get a goal to.
Haven't had much luck, have they, in front of them?
No, they've had opportunities.
They have.
Be nice to get one.
Yeah, spot on. Driven ball in, and it could have gone anywhere with that deflection. Oh, lovely skill by Bradshaw. Be another corner.
No, be disappointed, Joe, that he never started the game and hasn't started the last few games, but he'll be pleased with the way he's done when he's come on.
Good delivery from Bradshaw. Two of them going for the same ball there. Here's Engamoa. Still Rio Engamoa. Good trickery again with all them players surrounding him. Ahmed trying to get stuck in. Pennington gets the cross in. All bobbling around in that penalty area. Like a pinball that time.
Yeah, and I tell you, that was very high feet there. But
now can Liverpool get one back before the end? Bradshaw is someone who's capable. Brilliant play. Williams! Oh, just took too long maybe to get a shot away. Bradshaw again. It's a good cross. But it's cleared away in the end by Matos for Everton. Liverpool are ending the game really strongly. Esdale's ridden the challenge. Still DJ Esdale. Last minute of the game we're in now. Here's Engamoa. Sonny Lambie. Look at the amount of blue shirts in front of him. It's been that way all game.
yeah, I was just going to say that myself. You've got to give credit to Everton for the way they've defended. They've showed a real desire to defend. I mean, they've not given Liverpool anything. Anytime the ball's dropped in the box, they've wanted to block. They've wanted to get close enough to mark players. And they've defended really, really well.
Still Liverpool battling to try and get a goal right at the end. Engamoa. Somehow, look at this. Don't forget, folks, as I say, he's still only 16, that kid. There's a lot more to come, and it makes us very excited. Well, we're into the final stages now, coming up to stoppage time. Now I'd just like to say how special a person Bridgie is, first and foremost. He's a great coach. We'll all miss him here at the academy, the football family here at Liverpool. And Bridgie will leave his role as 18's manager with a little smile on his face, and he should do, that he's helped shape the career of two Premier League title winners. Jarell Kwanzaa, Connor Bradley were in his Youth Cup team with Tyler Morton.
Come on, Ray! Got away! Take the run!
And his legacy will remain at Liverpool. He's very highly thought of, and we're going to miss him. And as I say, more importantly, he's a fantastic bloke. Here's Pennington. Brilliant by Pennington, unlucky. They just can't score today. You feel a bit for them. They're desperate to at least try and get one back, but they've ended the game strongly.
Yeah, the whole second half has been quite territorially. It's been mostly Liverpool. But as I said, Everton have defended really, really well. Liverpool have had opportunities, even with the penalty, that they've not been able to take. And, you know, that's been the difference between the two teams, really, is the quality in the final third.
Yeah.
Attacking wise and defensively, you know, Everton's when you talk about quality in the final third, it's your quality to defend in the final third as well.
And Engamoa's had some nice moments. On another day he would have scored a couple, but he's been good to watch at times.
Yeah, he's as we say, he's really young and he's got some exceptional, unique abilities with the ball. But as we see him develop, it's really, you know, these games, the amount of chance he's had, the amount of ball he's had, he's not going away with a goal or an assist, and he'll be disappointed with that.
Here's Kareem Ahmed for Liverpool, still trying to work forward in stoppage time at the end here in Kirby. Esdale, still DJ Esdale, still keeping going. It's been a tough season, but each different group brings different challenges, doesn't it? Working with the boys as well. We've had some injuries as well, and it's been tough for them this season.
Yeah, and promotions. Don't
Yeah.
forget the promotions. The players that either have gone out on loan or the players are in the 21s, it could have been the 18s.
Yeah, we said before, the front line, they're bridging for this season, but the fact they've gone to the 21s, pushing up, the forward line could have been Engamoa, Trey Neone, Jaden Dance.
Yeah, not bad.
Miscure in goal for the whole season, yeah, and it could have been. And Esdale and Lucas Pitt, had they been fit at the back. But it's all about making progress. You learn from your mistakes, and I think Bridgie be frustrated with the scoreline, but I think he'll be happy with the application of the boys, because they've not let their heads go down. They've kept at it. They've been desperate to score. It's just been one of those days that you probably play to midnight and can't score, including a saved penalty. It's just one of them. But I think they've been very much in the game, and there's been some positives to take, as there always will be here at the academy. And again, I reiterate, despite the scoreline, Paul, champions. There you go, Everton again. Chance to get another one at the end, and Miscule makes a good save to deny Wren.
He's come up big again. That's about the third time he's come up with a big one-on-one save.
Here's Sonny Lambie driving at them again. Still. Well, that's nice. As in the title said before, you know, we've had a couple of academy products, and Alex has always said, you know, we want to make a contribution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Referee looks at the watch. I think we'll be over very shortly indeed. So the Mark Bridge Wilkinson era at Liverpool comes to an end. A great guy, a great coach will be sorely missed. Today it was all about Everton's clinical prowess in front of goal. It was the real difference between the two sides. Liverpool had their moments, Liverpool had the chances. They just couldn't score. Even Josh Sonny Lambie couldn't get his usual goal today for a good penalty save by Douglas. Look, Janchik's opening goal, Braden Graham with it, a move he started and finished himself. Then George Morgan doubled the lead, and Malik Oliwola, who earlier hit the post, claimed the Everton's third goal on a good counter-attack after Harvey Foster's shot was driven through and he stuck out a boot to divert it into the net. There were some positives from Liverpool today. They had some really good chances. Look, Janchik's in the Everton goal made some excellent saves, and Gamoa could have had 2 or 3 himself. He was sparkling at times on the left wing for Liverpool, but the final game of the season, the scoreline is frustrating. I think the performance was better than the scoreline suggests overall. Liverpool 0, Everton 3.